Do you remember in the 90s when it seemed like every summer we had two really similar movies competing with each other? Same premise, just different delivery. Dante's Peak versus Volcano, Deep Impact versus Armageddon, Jurassic Park versus Schindler's List? Anyway, satellite internet is a lot like that. It's Viasat versus HughesNet. Similar technology, similar equipment, with pretty different delivery in terms of packages and pricing. If you stick around to the end of this video, you'll know which satellite provider you should choose and why. So let's dive in. All right, don't forget to subscribe if you like what we do here on the channel. Hit that bell icon so you're notified when we have new videos many times every week. Now, before we get started on this topic, I want to acknowledge something up front. This is a satellite internet video, and I don't even have to post it to see in my mind's eye some of the comments that I know you'll put down there. Look, I know, I get it. The complaints that people level about satellite internet are legit. But this isn't a video where I'm going to spend the whole time ragging on satellite internet for its shortcomings. Instead, this is about helping you choose between the two providers if you find yourself in a position where you need to do so. If you're looking for a video that's all about how to deal with satellite internet if you've already got it, then check out that one right there. Or if you want to get excited about how awesome satellite internet eventually will be, no, seriously, it will be, then watch that one. But for today, let's work with what we've got, HughesNet and Viasat. So here's the thing, I was originally going to do a review just of HughesNet, and then one for Viasat, kind of a deep dive into each, and maybe I still will. But it turns out it's really hard to talk about one without talking about the other. So today we're going to go over the strengths and weaknesses of each one. We'll talk about price and speed, those are the two most important things, and then we'll also talk about data caps and customer service. Now, I'm going to throw a lot of numbers at you in the next few minutes, so hang with me here. Let's start with price. HughesNet goes from $60 a month up to $150. Viasat goes from $30 to $150. So case closed, right? If you want the cheapest thing possible, just go with the low-tier Viasat plan. Well, hang on, there is more to the story here. What HughesNet lacks in cheaply marked plans, it makes up for in simplicity. HughesNet does not change their pricing. When you sign up for a 2-year contract with HughesNet at $100 a month, you pay $100 a month for 2 years. Viasat, on the other hand, prefers the introductory pricing model so that the advertised price only lasts for the first 3 months of your 2-year contract. So how much does your Viasat bill go up after those first 3 months? Well, you'll see an increase of anywhere from $20 to $50. Or to put it in real terms, that's 15 to 30 Doritos Locos Tacos. Yo quiero Taco Bell. And it's different for every plan. But if you look at the average prices over 2 years, Viasat's cheapest plan comes out to $47.50 per month. And their most expensive plan comes to $193.75 a month. And that's before equipment, taxes, and fees. Now over at HughesNet, the 4 plans that they offer go from $60 to $150 a month. Again, plus all those extra costs. In this case, while I do appreciate the comparative simplicity and transparency of HughesNet's pricing structure, ultimately I like the variety of plans Viasat offers. It lets you more easily tailor it to your own needs. You just have to know what you're getting into with the price hike. And the other thing to note when it comes to pricing is that Viasat tends to get a better price per megabit per second. And speaking of speed, let's talk about what you get speed-wise from each provider. When it comes to internet speed, again, HughesNet wins the simplicity game. If you want download speeds of 25 megabits per second, good, HughesNet's got you covered there because that's all they offer. 4 plans, all offering 25 megabits per second. So why the price difference? Well, we'll get there. Over on the Viasat side of things, they offer 5 different speeds from 12 to 100 megabits per second. So HughesNet may be simple, but it is pretty limited, very limited actually. So much so that this category isn't really much of a contest. If you want speeds higher than 25 megabits per second, Viasat is your go-to. Now, rumor has it that HughesNet is going to get faster speeds in the future as they get new technology and all that. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so if HughesNet only offers 25 megabits per second on all its plans, why have more than one plan? Well, data caps. The 4 HughesNet plans are conveniently named after the amount of data you get for 1 month, thus the 10, 20, 30, and 50 gigabyte data plans. Viasat's plans vary by both speed and data cap, so you've really got to pay attention to know what you're getting. But let's back up for a second and talk about what a data cap is in this situation. Let's say you want to stream a show on Netflix in 1080p. That's high-def picture quality. Your speed tells you how well you'll keep up with the video feed that Netflix is trying to send to your device. In this case, you'd need about 5 megabits per second to keep up with that HD video. No problem on a 25 megabit per second connection. If you watch HD Netflix for 1 hour, that will eat up about 3 gigabytes of data. If you've got the HughesNet 30 gigabyte per month plan, you just used up 10% of your total data for the month in a single hour. Luckily, you can stream at a lower quality, and actually satellite internet providers kind of force you to do this because standard definition streaming takes up about a quarter of the data that HD streaming does. Still, it's not just about streaming. Every Google search, every web page, every tweet, Facebook post, Instagram pic you see, everything takes up data. So when DSL, cable, and fiber internet providers are giving you unlimited data or maybe a data cap of 1,000 gigabytes, you can see why a 30 gigabyte data cap would be a pretty sore spot for a lot of satellite internet users. All right, if you're still awake, because that was a lot of numbers, I've got one more point on data caps to make, but it is a pretty important one. Let's zoom in for a moment on Viasat's plans. You'll notice that many of them are unironically named the unlimited something plan. That unlimited is referring to the plan's data allowance. But don't let it fool you. Yes, you do technically get unlimited data, but if you've reached your data cap on your plan, your speed gets throttled down to a trickle, usually about 1 to 3 megabits per second, even less during peak hours. It might be enough to browse the web slowly, but it's not enough for any of the fun stuff. And this goes for both providers. Speaking of which, you know something else that they both have in common? Remarkably, both Viasat and HughesNet achieved the exact same score of 64 out of 100 on the American Customer Satisfaction Index scale, so neither brand gets an edge in this category. Now, to be fair, that means that 64 out of 100 people reported having a positive experience, but it also means that all those complaints out there are real. Now, I'm not going to dwell on this, so if you want to read more about the customer service scores, check the link in the description below for the full report. Now, I love that HughesNet keeps things simple. There are no games with introductory pricing, their plan structure is easy to understand, and that's all good. If simplicity and transparency are worth a lot to you, first of all, I don't blame you. And second, go for it. Sure, if 25 megabits per second is enough speed for you, HughesNet could be fine. But with all the necessary caveats in place, I generally point people toward Viasat over HughesNet. It's got a better variety of plans to choose from, so you're more likely to find something that fits your style. Viasat can be cheaper in absolute terms, although it can also be much more expensive, and it's often cheaper on a per megabit per second basis. Now, if you want to hear more about the minutia that's tough to get to in a video like this, like service fees, early cancellation, that sort of thing, click the link in the description to see individual deep dives on both HughesNet and Viasat. So thanks for watching this one today, guys. Like and subscribe and hit those comments if you have any questions or anything constructive to say about your experience with HughesNet or Viasat. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.